Recording.
Alrighty. Quiet on the set. Cameras rolling. Action.
Man, Quill, you hit also that village, brought that thing. So let's chop it up there, man. Because I think that village concept, both past, present, and future, is critical. Because you were saying, and Chris was saying as well, and I remember anybody in the hood could have checked me. And there was also people in the hood that would offer and try to pour into you. But when we talk about the village, how does that concept, how do you view it today? I mean, because it ain't the same, for sure. I mean, you said it's almost gone. I say it's extinct. The village concept.
It is a thing because the respect is gone.
The respect, yeah.
Yeah, you know, you had the elders you looked up to.
Right, exactly.
You wouldn't curse, you wouldn't do anything wrong around those people because they would check you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't respect each
Oh,
other.
yeah, for sure.
Most definitely. You know,
And we knew every cuss word in the book, but we had enough respect not to use them. These kids today just
they just do
Oh,
like
man, they putting hands on adults and elders, and I think that's part of the fear in the village, and why some adults and elders don't step
say anything
because you know, not only they putting hands, they holding.
Exactly.
So I mean, when you think about it, it's a whole different era, and I think the village, we got to get it back some kind of way. And I think one of the things is we got to be more creative with getting that village back. And because we know that the times is different, when we down at the Cater to the Homeless, we see people from all walks of life. When we talk about the North versus the South, there's a very different dynamic because, and I think Dr. J, you nailed it. You said it's an economic thing. So talk to us about that economic thing. What you think when you say economics? What you rapping about?
Well, it's economical because parents have to now work 2 jobs and struggle trying to make ends meet, and they're not being able to focus on their children. And then on the other hand, the economical part for the powers that be have fed into social media, entertainment, and the drugs. And if you put those 3 things, and then you put this side right here that is lacking because you're trying to make ends meet and put food on the table, then those 2 are combustible. And who's going to suffer? The child is going to suffer because the child is growing up on his own, and that's when in most homes and black homes in America, and then of course you know the young parents raising parents. But again, it's that social aspect of social media, entertainment, and music and so forth that is hindering our youth. And it's economical. They don't care about that.
I mean, then they see the kids may see the father or the boyfriend of the house, the man of the house, the so-called man of the house. He's at home smoking weed, laying playing a video game while the kids at school come home. He's still out while the lady may be at work, or she may be working 2 jobs, or she's getting food stamps. He's laying up eating off her food stamps, all this public assistance, and then it may be on Section 8. You know, it's so much that's hindering. All those are not helps; those are hinders.
But you know what? I got to shake it up a little bit.
shake it on up,
I got to shake it up a little bit because I'm not going to totally dispel some of those valid reasons in some cases, but we got to be real about this economic thing.
Yeah.
As a black people, we represent $1.7 trillion of consumerism. Now, and that money does not stay in our community more than 6 hours.
6 hours.
So let's keep this damn thing real. So now with this, we saying that we got people that got to work 2 jobs. We got people that ain't at home, but they got Jordans on.
Yeah.
Help me understand. I'm not trying to point fingers.
Oh, yeah.
We trying to get to some solutions.
Yeah.
And I think the bigger picture with that economic thing is we got to quit flossing, fronting, blinging, and out here singing about everything woe is me. We got to dang take responsibility, I think, to a degree for our own lack of involvement, because some of those liquor stores, and I circle back to that whole conspiracy. Is it really conspiracy? Because if you think about it, like you said, if you go up into the urban neighborhood, there's a liquor store on every corner. And who owns those liquor stores?
Not us.
We don't.
Asians and Arabs. So, we don't own anything. That's the problem. We're not entrepreneurs. And that's the major part about it. We need to take control. Again, like we said earlier on the first part, we got to take control of our community and
Absolutely.
buy back our community. They got something for sale, but we'll spend our money, like you say, on Jordans or going out, throwing money in the strip club. All that money is a waste.
It's a waste. Total waste.
We can have something for ourselves, and that's how the money gonna circulate in our community. If we have our own businesses, we'll be helping each other. He changed tires. He's a mechanic. You're a pharmacist, and I do roofs. We all can spread this money around
money
together,
around.
and we're gonna spread. And everybody, that makes the wealth. That's back to the Black Wall Street again.
But
Like
they're
the Black Wall
we're
Street.
not doing that though.
I'm
It's
gonna
like
say
we
we're not
just
doing
know
that.
we
We
gotta get away from people to actually invest in black
We need-
business. Stop.
yeah,
Nobody's
yeah.
putting a gun in our head making us go to that liquor
No,
store.
no.
So we have to stop it.
But we're not going to do that because it's back to what we were saying before.
Crab in the
It's that
bucket.
crab in the bucket.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to say the other part. You
Yeah.
know the other crab in the bucket. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody does not. We're the only race that does not look at the other person and say, you know what? Come on, I'm gonna
Most
bring you
definitely.
up with you.
Most
I'm gonna
definitely.
bring you up with me.
Right.
Mexicans, they stay 13 to a house.
Deep.
There's no.
Pool their money.
How many of you out there right now will allow 8 people to come stay with you so you can lower your bills and everybody spread the wealth?
Yep.
They'll be like, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
See, the mentality is different. So yeah, we can be the roofer and all that, but I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm not going to him. I'm gonna go to this white man or this Chinese man, this roofer over here, because I'm not gonna put money in his pocket.
Some people say, well, the black person, that black business not giving us better customer service. The other people get us better customer service. Yeah, they may do that for your dollar. But then you got some that's dogging you out when you come in the store. Like you can go to these stores on Bankhead, and where you see those guys who own the store, they talk to the people like they're nothing. But these people come to that store every day and spend their money.
Spend their money. But check this out though. So we gonna come back. We gotta go back there because that customer. He done opened up another can of worms. That customer service. Because if I see one more Shaquita on her phone when I step to the register about trying to spend some money and she won't get off the phone and get an attitude. Okay, we gonna come back to that one. We gonna need to come back to that one. But let's get back to what can we do? Seriously, I mean, because I think that we illuminated some really real stuff, but I think that part of it is straight ignorance. And I say that not to be derogatory, but when you can't be what you don't see. So that's first. So if you don't, you know what I'm saying, you can't be what you don't see. So if all you've ever seen was playing, hustling, the video games, the going to spend frivolously, you don't know to do nothing else. And we say mentorship and coaching, but you got to know that it even exists. So how do we I think we got to go into like we do or attempt to do with the Catering to the Homeless and other events that we involve ourselves in. We try to touch people, but we touch them for that one weekend, and then we there ain't no continuation. So how do we get that dialogue going continuously? Because what I've seen, and I'm just going to be transparent, in my pursuit of a career, so to speak, to climb the corporate ladder, one of the things I've always said with my girls is that I'm going to put them in an environment where the education system is on point because we move so much. And here's what I found. Most of the times, it was not what you mentioned as far as a lack of parental involvement, and there was things that was done, and that the involvement of the people in the school also mandates the amount of funding that the school gets as well. Sure. So to your point, some of the struggles, that is economical, but it's also, again, going back to some of the responsibilities of, how do we get ourselves back positioned, not only just to entrepreneur, not just to making money, but how do we change the very fundamental of it to get us back in the game?
I mean, you said like the schooling part, like they'll have the schools in our neighborhoods or whatever, in the black neighborhoods, they'd be less funded, but then it'd be more kids in learning disability, what is it? LD, learning disability. They're more there because the school get money from the government. How many kids they have in that program, they get extra money as funded at school, but it's not toward education wise, it's just because of those kids. So black kids are always But no, they're saying, oh, they got learning disability. They don't know how to do this. They autism and all that stuff. So it's just something they're doing to put them in that position to get that money. But it's not helping the kids learn anything.
It goes back to economics.
Yeah.
It goes. We can argue it all day long.
Yeah.
It's strictly economics.
But what
and
about
the other
what's
three
specific?
races, the major races, have passed us up in economics.
Okay, so we got that. So what
So-
we gonna do is we talking about Black in America.
So black in America, what we have to do is we have to come together.
Okay.
And what's going to have to happen is there's going to have to be some tough love and some pointing out. What are
Okay.
you doing?
Yeah.
You know, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, and it's nothing against, you know, it's ironic, you know, when Muhammad Ali passed and all the stuff that he did in the community.
Right.
And then I sit and think, I said, you know, the Michael Jordans, the Kobe's, the different ones that we see you know, everybody's talking about, what are they actually doing? That's why I wrote a post today about cutting the check. You can cut the check, but if you ain't getting your hands dirty,
Come on,
Right.
if you ain't really going down,
Yeah.
do you know how much influence just that one man, Michael Jordan, can have if he came to College Park and sat and talked to those guys that's out there hustling?
Yep.
And say, you know what, you can be a businessman. You already a businessman.
Oh,
You're just on the other side of the street.
So hold on, you now
So I'm gonna bring you on
really-
the other side of the street.
Boy,
I'm gonna bring
stop.
you on the other side of the street. The powers that be in the black community have to stand up, or someone needs to point them out. Plain and simple.
I'm gonna go on the edge because see, I don't think the traditional, all that, like you said, we talking about it, but I don't think the traditional approach gonna work. And so one of the things, I had one of my partners step to me. He's like, "Well, I used to be a straight street enforcer, straight murderer, gangster, nasty mother scratcher." He said, "What we need to really do is go at the heads of these gangs, these street lawyers, because like you say, they are business people. If they've been out there for any period of time, what they're doing is immoral, what they're doing is wrong, what they're doing is killing our
That's
people.
street.
But if we can step to them in a way that it will be respected, not just anybody can
But
step to them now.
See, that's what the same thing with the Million Man March was about. They would say justice or else. That's why he said he wanted 10,000 fearless black men to go in these neighborhoods and take our neighborhoods back. So we got to go in there and take them back. Like you say, get the top of the head of them gang. No, I mean, those gang people, they put it like their family and they're unified. They are unified now. They do things
They
together.
tighter than some
Yeah,
families.
they're very tight. You know
They
what I'm saying?
tight.
But they're the wrong unification. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? You know, so we need to be somebody who can tell these people what's going on. They want to keep killing each other, and over this land is not there.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's just
They
crazy.
don't own.
They don't own any of it. You
None
know?
of it. And see, that's the thing I think we need to really be mobilizing is what kind of initiatives. I mean, we got a bunch of different initiatives, feed the homeless, and, which are great. But I'm thinking, okay, how do we teach these people to fish? How do we go get to the brother that's in there killing his own neighborhood, but he walk around with big old dookie chains on,
Oh, yeah.
busting 24s on his ride with his whip. And like you said, he brilliant. He's a businessman. Let's not get it twisted. It ain't good business, but he a businessman. So how do we help him
Let
challenge
me
that?
ask you something, Quill.
What's up?
All right. The average drug dealer, the average hustler, whatever you want to call them, if they had an opportunity to have a business right across the street, car wash, clothing store, whatever, do you believe that they'll do it?
Absolutely.
It's all about educating these guys.
With me, it's all about putting the excuses to the side.
It
We
got
we bring too many excuses. Well, this is this because of this, because of that. If we put all the excuses to the side and just make it happen by any means, by all means necessary, because nothing's gonna be given to us being black in
Oh,
America.
it's not going to be given.
Nothing's going to be given to us. You're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to go out there and get it. Whatever it is. So really, if we can get in their mind that, like you said, they can come to the other side and be successful, because some of them don't know. That's all some of them know. They've seen that from toddler to teenage years to growing up. That's what they know. That's how
Right.
they know. That's what they know to do to get money and survive. And that's what a lot of people, black out here in America, just trying to do, trying to survive.
They're trying to survive, and I'll G for that. I'll give you that. But the thing I think we gonna have to figure out some creative ways to come get at y'all. Because when you say go get it, I'm with that. But,
No excuses
but going
in
to
this.
get it, well, and agreed, and
Take it
it's part
around.
of it, and it's gonna be tough, and it's gonna get worse before it get better. But
Absolutely.
we got to absolutely get in the game. We got to be the solution, not the problem, because we know what the problems are, and I think even if, as we illuminate some of that this evening on the King Code, we about to come up with some solutions, y'all. We really got to get into it and get it done. For real, for real. So we'll be right back here in just a moment, y'all. We're going to keep it moving with the King Code, helping you find the royalty within. Okay, your signals is fucking